Earlier today, Spokane City Council held an executive session in response to the last 2 days of law enforcement at Camp Hope.
Council members met with their legal team to get advice about the recent visits and what officers are legally allowed to do without a judge's order. Tonight at 6, Bronte Saratsky joins us in studio with why some council members worry about the legality of these visits and why others are in support.
Right now, there are a lot of questions about whether law enforcement's recent visits to Camp Hope were legal. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says deputies had permission from WSDOT to go into the camp as long as camp managers accompanied them. WSDOT confirms this, but says once officers entered the camp, they broke away from camp managers and spread out. Now the City Council is trying to understand if any of this is even legal.
And it looked to some people, whether or not, a bit like a dress rehearsal for them coming in and physically removing people, which in my opinion would be very illegal.
Recent visits into Camp Hope from law enforcement are raising questions and concerns from some council members.
I do find it disturbing that Spokane Police Department was present at that, and that was not cleared with council. We're left out of the loop completely.
Council members say they were unaware any of this was going to happen this week, but some say they saw no harm from the visits.
Our law enforcement officers were there to provide materials to give people, access to resources in case they didn't know about them, and just continuing to point people into services that could help them out of their situation.
Either way, this action from officers led Council President Beggs to hold an executive session Thursday afternoon to meet with the council's legal team.
We can't give you what they told us today in session, because that's what the purpose of executive session for. Generally, the Washington and federal constitutions and state and city law protect all of our residents, including the people who live nearby Camp Hope and who live in Camp Hope.
Council members say the next steps following Thursday's meeting will take place at Monday's City Council meeting. Beggs says the Salvation Army, the city's fire chief, and the city's administrator will be present to clarify what capacity at the Trent Resource and Assistance Center can be over these upcoming cold months.
We have talked about a flex capacity, not for sheltering, but just for a particularly cold night or a hot day. Those things are a little bit up in the air and gray, and so we're going to ask for more clarification about that.
We've reached out to the city for the third day in a row for comment, and we're told they would not comment ahead of the court action regarding Camp Hope Thursday evening. Now tonight, there will be a closed-door hearing between Jules Helping Hands and Sheriff Knezevich and SPD Chief Maidal regarding recent law enforcement at Camp Hope. Live in studio, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.